Hello, how are you guys doing today? Today we are going to be doing some caerleon cape crafting and seeing how profitable it is. We bought everything here in caerleon, and we're going to be transporting everything down here to Bridgewatch. And then yeah, hopefully it makes a decent amount of profit. So let's quickly get into the build before we start. So for movement, I've got the Bloodletter, which is one of the best weapons for movement. The Q ability, so the Q ability takes you forward a bit. The W gives you a dash, the E gives you a dash. And then, yeah. So I've also got the, you could go for basically any passive because the passives don't really matter too much. For the helmet, I've got the Guardian helmet, just to give that little bubble. So if you're trying to mount up again, you can pop the Guardian helmet, then mount up. It gives you a little bit of extra health, and it causes you to not be constantly stunned or have your mounting time to reset every single time you get hit by an enemy. And then for the jacket, we've got the Assassin's Jacket. So this is very straightforward. Bam, cone of invisibility. Typically you want to go in the opposite direction of what your opponent is going. You've got about like 7 seconds to decide where you want to go. And then for sprint, I've got the Miner Boots. This is the fastest type of boots in the game. It lets you sprint for 10 seconds and at 120%. And it increases your max load and everything, blah 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 blah. But it is very quick. But it does have a 2-minute cooldown. And then this is very self-spoken, the invisibility potion. So typically after you pop your jacket, you want to pop invis just to get that little bit more room between you and your opponent, and then you can pop sprint, or you can do sprint and then on sprint's cooldown you can then. And yeah, so just have to be a bit careful because the Miner Boots do silence you for like 13 seconds. You aren't able to use any abilities. So you should always use this as like a last ditch effort. So let's say you've used all your abilities and your opponent somehow still caught up to you. You've used the inverse, you've used everything, then you pop your boots. Hopefully they don't cleanse it. If they cleanse it, you can say goodbye. It's over at that point. But yeah. Anyway, so we're going to be transporting these over to Bridgewatch. We've got some capes over there. I did all the math. Just give me a second just to pull everything together and show you guys how much I've spent on everything. Okay, so in total on everything I spent about 7,472,405 silver. Just like a bit of advice, rather place buy orders. You are going to make a lot more money. But yeah, so it is going to be a bit risky, so that's why I've got the moose as well. And yeah, but just before we begin, I would really appreciate it if you guys would consider liking and subscribing. It helps my channel out a lot, and I do really appreciate it. But yeah, anyway, let's get into it. Now that we've got everything, we're going to be taking it over to the closest crafting station and seeing how profitable it is. Okay, we are here. Just go for tier 4, not bag, cape. And down here we've got the caerleon cape. Okay, so we don't really get a return, or we don't get a return rate at all on crafting any of these, but the market value has gone up by about 3-ish million. So now we'll quickly have a look on how much it's selling for if we take it over here. Okay, so if I were to sell it right here, that would be 9,600 silver. So let's quickly do the math. That's about 2.5-ish million profits. If I'm not wrong, that is 2.1 million profit, which isn't bad, but we can do better. So you can see here it's been selling for 108. So if let's do 107, 999, if I sell it for this amount, that's 10 million. So that works out to about, so that's 10,367,904. That works about to 2.9 million in a span of 15 minutes, which isn't bad. Right now the market isn't great, and I would never recommend selling everything in one city or selling everything in one location. You aren't going to be making your silver back as quickly as possible. Rather spread it out between the cities. But if I were to sell it just here, that would be basically 2 million profit I made in less than 15 minutes, which is fantastic. But yeah, just for the video's sake, I'm just gonna sell everything here, and yeah, so that's 2.1 million 500. Sorry, it's 2,153,131 silver profit, which isn't bad for just a really short time, a really small, not a small investment, but a decent investment, and it's still below the average, even if it's at 108. Let's try. So you could possibly sell this in some other cities. Rather, you are going to make a bit more. Right now, the market on Bridgewatch sucks a bit, but yeah. So that would be 9,599,606 silver. Sorry, 616 silver. My apologies. So that's basically 2 million profit if I were to sell it here. But I'm going to be transporting it over to Limmerst rather and see if it doesn't sell better there, or I can spread it out between Limmerst and Fort Sterling. But yeah. Anyways, if you guys did enjoy today's video, I would really appreciate it if you guys would consider liking and subscribing. Right now I'm at like 1,100 subs almost, so yeah, thank you so much. I didn't think it would be this quick. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.